mentions as we read all throughout the Old Testament, it continually states that we must eat of our herds and our flocks, which the Most High gave us. Okay? And the Most High continues to reiterate that fact to let us know that it wasn't the gods of the other nations that gave us our increase, that gave us our riches, that gave us all the things that we had as a nation. Okay? We didn't get it from Baal, from Moloch, or any of these other gods. It was the Most High, Ahia of the nation of Israel, which gave us the increase of our flocks, which gave us our herds, which gave us our gold, which gave us our silver, so on and so forth. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 22, even as the roebuck and the hart eat, so thou shalt eat. The unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike.
So it says the unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. Okay? And it makes a separation to once again prove that when it speaks about the clean and the unclean, it's making a separation. Okay? It's not saying that you may eat clean and unclean, both the clean and the unclean animals. It says that the clean and the unclean may eat of them. Okay? So it's talking about those who are actually consuming the food, not the food itself when it says the clean and the unclean. Okay? Go ahead.
Only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life.
So don't eat the blood, because the blood is the life. Go ahead.
And thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh.
And you may not eat the life which is with the flesh. Okay? You must drain it out. Okay? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not eat it. Thou shalt pour it upon the earth as water.
So you shall pour it upon the earth as water. Okay? Go ahead. Now, next person.
Verse 25. Thou shalt not eat it, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Most High. Only the holy things which thou hast in thy vows thou shalt take and go unto the place which the Most High shall choose. And thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood, upon the altar of the Most High thy power, and the blood of thy sacrifices shall be poured out upon the altar of the Most High thy power.
So now it's time that you can go offer sacrifices in Jerusalem once again. That's the land which the Most High chose. So when it's time for you to go down to Jerusalem and make an offering of your animals, you are to take the blood and pour it upon the altar. Okay? You pour it upon the altar when you're actually making a sacrifice. Okay? On an altar. Okay? Go ahead.
Thou shalt eat the flesh. 28. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Most High thy power. Verse 29.
Go ahead.
Verse 29. When the Most High thy power shall cut off the nations from before thee, whether thou goest
Were you at verse 29?
Verse 29. When the Most High thy power shall cut off the nations from before thee, whether thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Verse 30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods?
So as we read through verses 29 to the current verse, verse 30, okay, the Most High states that we were not to inquire after the gods of the nations, okay, which means we're not to search after the gods of the nations and say, how did the nations serve their gods? For example, we were not, when we came into the land, we were not to go and say of the gods of the Moabites, how did the Moabites serve their God? Or how did the Ammonites serve their God? Okay? How did the Canaanites serve their God? How did the Hittites serve their God? What sacrifices did they give? Okay? What were the rituals and what were some of the ceremonies that came with the worships of their gods? Okay? This is what the Most High commanded us not to do. Once again, if you bring it in today's terms, using today's terminology with today's religions, because what the Canaanites and the Hittites and all these particular nations were following was nothing more than the religions you see in the earth today. Okay? More so today, it's masked behind some level of philanthropy and good works and all these different things they push in order to hide the true agenda and the true rituals and ceremonies that come with the religions of the earth. Okay? But if you were to use today's terms, it would be similar as the Most High saying that the nation of Israel is not to inquire what the Muslims are doing and how they worship Allah. Okay? How do they worship Allah? Okay? How do they give sacrifices to Allah? What is Allah's holy day? What are the rituals and the ceremonies that come with Allah? Are there dances? Are there songs? Or are there, not to be explicit, are there orgies and all those types of things that come with the worship of Allah? Okay? We were not to go to the Buddhists and say, how do the Buddhists worship their God? Okay? Do they bow down to the statue? Do they kiss the statue? Okay? Do they give offerings to the statue? So on and so forth. Okay? Today, they make it almost like a, what do you call it? You can be a religious connoisseur, so to speak. Where you can go to any religion and say that this week I want to see this religion. I want to see, what they're dealing with, how they worship, what's their holy day, what are their customs, what are their rituals. Okay? This week I want to see what the Buddhists are dealing with. I want to see if that's right for me. Okay? This week I want to be the 7-day Adventist. I want to see if this is right for me. What they dealing with, how they worship. They seem like they're close to the Bible. How about the Muslims? How do they worship? I want to be a Muslim this week. Okay? How about the Jehovah's Witness? How do they worship? Okay? The Kingdom Hall. What's that all about? Okay? Now you can be a religious connoisseur. Okay? You can try out religions here and there just to see if it fits you or it suits you. If it don't suit you, you go to the next thing. If that don't suit you, you go to the next thing until you come to find out that all these religions are all worshiping the same gods, the same entities, the same fallen spirits. Okay? What verse did you leave off? Verse 30?
Yeah. 30. Even so will I do likewise. Verse 31. Thou shalt not do so unto the Most High thy power.
So the Most High says, you shall not do so unto me. Okay? You shall not go after the gods of the nations after I delivered you out of Egypt, from the hands of the Egyptians and from the army of the Pharaoh. Okay? You shall not do so after I led you through the wilderness. Okay? Protected you. When you read the scriptures, it tells you that the shoes on our feet did not wax old. Okay? To show you that when we was going through the wilderness, the Most High made sure He preserved our shoes. He preserved our clothing. He fed us with manna from heaven. Okay? So the Most High is telling us, listen, don't do these things unto me. Remember all the things that I've done for you, and that's why the Most High continually reiterates the fact that He's the one that gave us our herds, He's the one that gave us our riches, He's the one that led us out of Egypt, He's the one that led us out of captivity. He's the same God who our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob worshiped. Okay? That's why you continually read those particular excerpts throughout the Bible, to give us a reminder, okay, as to what God is dealing with as a nation. Okay? Go ahead.
For every abomination to the Most High which He hated have they done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. Verse 32. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it.
That's it. All right. So what we'll do, real quick, is we'll go into a quick lesson. Then after that, we'll answer any questions that you may have had during this particular segment and the actual lesson. Okay? Just 1 second. All right, what I wanted to do for